He could, you know, just rock the net worth. He might be landing some sick 4-man black holes. There's a lot of heroes that are easy to catch. But he is going to need a BKB this game. And maybe he might even need a Lincolns at some point. We'll see how big of an issue this Doom shows up to be, as we are fighting in the river to start things off. And they are looking for Jing to be the first kill. Masaros will be getting the first blood. They do manage to trade the Nyx Assassin, and AU will be the second one to drop. And that's a kill for the Lifestealer. Storm may be slightly late to the laning stage there against the puck, but giving a kill for the Lifestealer this early, oof. I think you need to avoid giving Lifestealer anything in the early game, because this guy can just completely take over the lane and take over the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really huge bonus for Lifestealer, because he's already going into a lane that is really, really hard for him. So the fact that he can start going to the lane with one extra kill definitely is a very big boost to the lane. We also talk about how Lifestealer has the potential to just solo carry this game. So that is a very good start for our Team Essence.
I think not.
Okay. Mid lane, it seems like it's gonna be a pretty 50-50 lane here. Puck vs Storm is like the age-old mid matchup that we have been seeing so many times right now. I do feel like perhaps Radiant side has a better support pairing to help Puck secure runes and play through these mid 3v3 situations, because both of the teams are really heavy in relying on rune controls. So I feel like Tiny, Phoenix, these two are heroes that are really good at doing that.
If there's one good thing for the Puck in this particular matchup, playing against a range hero, is getting benefit out of the Puckish in it. But the Storm Spirit doesn't have such luxury. At least you can always get the Remnant to connect. Well, AU, ooh, 6 HP is all they needed. And Yahweh is going to get run down by Masaros. That's going to be another kill for the Doom.
Yeah, that is probably due to them having a bit of advantage from the early first blood, right? They have a bit of XP advantage, and they were able to just instantly use on that. That's the lane where you don't expect Gyro to die at all, I would say, because this is like a double range in double melee lane. I would say on paper, really hard for Doom and Nyx Assassin to get the last hit, let alone getting a kill, so there must be something that went wrong there.
Yeah, highly unlikely this lane should be getting a kill, but they do. And now Doom having 2 kills, he's really off to a great start in terms of that, but CS is going to be an issue. You already look at the first 3 minutes. Who have the most last hits in this game? Ooh. This has to change pretty quickly. You don't want to let the Radiant side to just completely escape from your grasp. And he's going in very deep here, throws in the Blood Grenade, and just looking for a bit of extra damage. He's got it. Armel will take down the Storm Spirit.
Wow. I have to say, that might be the first time that I see a mid laner coming to lane with a Blood Grenade. That was really well done by Armel. He knew exactly how to play this matchup. Yeah,
that extra HP can go a long way, but the surprise element of getting that connection is like, wait, what?
It's like when you realize it is too late, you are dying.
I think the last time I've seen a mid player have a Blood Grenade was a Bat Rider when it still worked well with Napalm. But that got fixed pretty quickly.
Yeah. That was pretty broken. Not fair. That was not fair. So far so good for the side of Radiant. Even though losing some 2 kills before the laning phase, it seems like they were still able to play out what their matchup is supposed to be. Enigma doing a pretty good job here in shutting down Lifestealer. Kind of expected, right? So not a big deal, I feel like, for the side of Lifestealer, as long as you don't get snowballed too hard and dropping kills that you shouldn't be dropping. I feel like this is still in acceptable range.
Yeah. This is the part where when you hit level 3 on Enigma, get the 2nd point on your Dolans, things start to change a lot. This is where you start to zone out your opponent, and Lifestealer's in a hurry to get those phase boots up. But I think the Courier is now delivering his boots, and he still needs the chainmail. The Jewel is taking full control. And those Dolans, I still love how they work in the lane. That you don't get aggro on Eidolons if you just right-click a hero. The creeps don't care. You get free hits.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why it makes like Enigma really strong in these kind of scenarios, where there is absolutely no way of dealing with that Eidolons. Jing though, smart TP.
Yeah, Lifestealer missing on even more CS. Just being forced out of the lane. I think that was a really value play by the Tiny. Just kind of force him out of the lane for a moment. These are small min-max things, but it's all going into Jules' bag. And now he gets solo XP for himself and get to level 6 faster. That gives the threat that this Lifestealer probably doesn't have any business in the lane. Nice denies there as well.
Already rocking with 12 denies. So, denying a lot of XP.
Armel between 3, by the way. That's a level 6 puck, but not a level 6 Storm Spirit. And another Blood Grenade, this time thrown at the puck. Turns with the coil. Jing coming in with a toss. And they are getting the Phoenix to drop in a bit of extra damage, but Masaros is coming in to help out. And Jing, he just TP'd. He will not have the chance to run away. Well, I mean, that's the only thing he can do at this point, right? But looks like this hunt... They don't know where he went. Ankle breaker.
Oh, the trees! The potting.
And Fearless is almost dying to Armel here. But he might be out of reach of the puck this time around. Alright, Jing's breaking ankles and Armel's putting the fear of God into the Storm Spirit.
Okay, there was a lot of actions, but no dead body was found. I think that was still very crucial sequence though, because you are slowing down the Storm Spirit a lot. He just got to 6 now and he's made a TP to top.
On the Jewel they go, and that should be a kill right there onto the Enigma with the Vortex, pulling him back in. A very important usage of that level 6. So Storm was able to hit 6 with that whole fight, even if nobody died, and was able to make the rotation in. Boobell. Also gets the wisdom. They stole it and they get the kill. So that is absolute value. AU, Armel on the chase. Coil is ready. He guessed the exit wrong. Fortunate for them, they won't actually be able to use that coil to hit the Lifestealer. The one hero that doesn't really care about the coil.
That was such a good micro decision making coming out from the side of Accents. So the whole reason why Storm Spirit TP top is that he noticed, okay, Enigma is not 6 yet, so this is like the best timing where I can make a move on Enigma and not get punished. And right after they made the move, Boomboy was there on the way to the Wisdom, and then he used his repel to get the Wisdom, and then they get a kill on the way and got out. So really damaging to the side of Team Kukuys. They were not able to find anything in return to that. So that is really detrimental to the level progression of their supports. As you can see, the supports are sitting on a really low level right now. And Tiny, we've seen this yesterday from Kishka, right? Like when you don't have your Wisdom Rune, Tiny as a hero, you struggle to get levels. And you need your spells to play around. So I think they're facing a really huge problem right now that they need to fix ASAP.
Yeah, they need kills, they need XP, they need to get his Blink Dagger ASAP so they can continue killing more. So when you're playing a puck Tiny, you gotta get the snowball active, and then you need to get the snowball going. So it's a two-phase strategy. It's not looking very healthy. Yahweh comes through the portal with a rotation, and well, I mean that does look like it's gonna be a pretty easy kill onto the Lifestealer right there, because he still had to run into the rocket knowing he's going to get stunned with the black hole.
Wait,
now the Storm's going to get coiled as well. And Armel's going to pick up the double kill. You do have the Nexus at least trying to finish off Jewel. And he lives with 50 HP. The toss coming. At least he didn't toss the Enigma. that would have been a bit awkward.
Okay. So we were literally just praising Accents, but they made like a pretty silly mistakes there. I feel like this is very random, where you know, your carry is defending a tower that he should not be defending, and then he got caught, and then everyone is just being super panicked and be like, okay guys, we need to TP and help our carry, and then you just die one by one, simply because the enemy has more heroes than you, and they are just outnumbering you where you're TPing in one by one. The Storm TPing in, completely unaware that Dream Coil is still available, and he just took a Trim Coil right after he walked into the enemy and just died without pressing any spells. So that was a little bit silly from Fearless, but good job from Kukuys for making the first move.
Don't remember if Kukuys were able to make that many aggressive plays versus Talon Esports in their yesterday's series. I think there were a couple attempts that they tried to make with the Magnus, but he also was kind of reliant on he needs to have a blink, he needs to have the RP connect on a high value target. Now they're playing a much more straightforward draft where it doesn't always have to work around the black hole, but they're playing to a gyro timing. All they need is this Puck and Tiny to activate, and I think that last fight in the top lane was just what the Doctor ordered.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I really like that they brought in Gyro as well, just to make sure that, alright, I'm level 6, I have some spells to use, let's find an opportunity for me to help you guys with spells, let me help you take down the towers. And it feels like Team Kukuys, they were super aligned on that move. And they got rewarded by it. We were talking about how Tiny needs this recovery, right?
Jing. Well, he's in a bit of a no man's land here, so that will be a pick for Fearless. There's an Enigma nearby, but he's able to teleport into the triangle and continue his farming. So, Jewel and both... how do you pronounce this carry player's name? AMQ?
Probably.
Probably.
I have no idea.
If that was a Finnish name, or if it was spelled in Finnish, that would probably be like Aumku. Aumku, yeah.
I will not try to pronounce it in Thai. I'm really bad at that. Okay,
Armel really some chip damage on the tower here with the catapult. He's trying to keep it alive for as long as possible to finish it off. So far, so good. Sharing the damage with the catapult, but I think he might have let that tower take an extra hit on the catapult, destroying it, and that leads into the deny. But hey, at least that's an objective out of the way.
Yeah, and it was also an objective without much resources, right? It was only Puck and the catapult, so really well done here with, from LML. Bottom side though, it feels like they want to make a move on this Doom. Puck is already making his way over.
Pretty good target to grab. He's very fast though. Scorched Earth active, drums ready, face boots. This guy can move over 500 movement speed at 11 minutes, so not an easy catch. He's already able to move to safety. There's a smoke coming in though. And the Gyro might be in trouble now. It's going to be a 3 versus 1. Doom active. Go way too deep into the lane. Even if it is right in front of his own tower, he will go down. So I could say they kind of dodged a bullet there on the Team Essence side because they were about to run into scary Armel, and now they just got a free Gyro.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Kukuys' plan was. It did they want to defend the tower? Because if they did, they didn't bring heroes. Top lane, Jing.
Oof, that's a lot of damage. Into the black hole. Can Armel get here in time? He's got a haste rune. And Jewel's going to have to fight versus the Lifestealer. There's the Infest, but Armel's faster. But can he kill this creep? The Witchblade slow, the Orb flies in. And it's going too deep, so he's not able to follow up with the coil. So the black hole is used for a Nyx assassin kill. They lose the Tiny before that 1-for-1 trade.
That's not bad at all. I feel like the Tiny Q is really huge because we know that Tiny is desperately recovering through his, with his for his XP, for his net worth. So anytime you have a kill like this on the Tiny, it really slows down the tempo controller here coming out from Kukuys. So I like that move. The trade is also pretty good. I feel like even though you are sacrificing the Nyx, a higher level Nyx for a lower level Tiny, but I feel like.
By the way, is that traditional? You build face boots on support Tiny?
Yeah, sometimes you go face boot, sometimes you go Arcane. I think it depends on how likely you think you can grab an early dagger. I feel like to him is probably he feel like it's unlikely for him to get an early dagger anymore. But he still needs to make plays, so face boot he goes. And he gets punished once again. 0-5. Really not having a good game at all.
I guess he's recognizing the fact that this Lifestealer is just going to tear him apart if he doesn't have any armor. So probably the face boots helps in that regard. Also the gap closing with extra movement speed, which is naturally the reason you build face boots. But then their team will not have mana boots. Armel doesn't get his hands on a very big rune, the Storm Spirit, who absolutely needs to get his hands on these power runes to be able to play this game at Arcane is a very important one.
Yeah, I think we can start to see how slow the tempo of Team Kukuys are going, just because Tiny is having such a terrible game. They really need Tiny and Puck to be able to have good games and run around to create space for the Gyro, for the Enigma, because Phoenix is not gonna give you that.
They're invading now.
Phoenix...
They drew the circle straight into top. The enemies are going to be here, and Jing is going to run into the next assassin. Arnold's going to be right behind. Avalanche there to cut them down. He got the Carapace during the Avalanche. And Armel didn't get that coil to any avail. This is not looking very good. Black Hole is also still on cooldown. At least they've got the Phoenix Egg, but how do you get the most out of it? Infested likes, look at that. Nyx running fast with the Infest coming out as well. This could be a huge bombardment, and they get to Jewel. They hit the back line. Want to make sure that this Enigma doesn't have a chance to participate. Armel will be able to take down the Nyx Assassin, but it's a 2-for-1 so far. Storm looking for another zap. Fearless uses all of his mana. Can't find a target. Massaro's being chased, though. And this Doom just ended up being completely alone.
It looked like a little bit of communication issue there. Storm didn't really have mana to commit more, even though he has Arcane, but the mana pool was way too low for him to keep on fighting, but Doom felt like he was strong enough to chase, so he went really deep into the enemy triangle, trying to chase someone and then trying to find a way to get out. Unfortunately, won't be able to. But still, that was a pretty good fight back from Team Essence. I feel like they managed to drop the Doom on Phoenix, so already eliminating one of the biggest teamfight spells from Team Kukuys, and there's no Enigma Black Hole yet. So that fight went pretty okay in the beginning of it for Team Essence. If the Doom didn't drop,
I think they're happy with how things went, especially considering how it could have gone. If Armel got to have free reign, and if he got the Phoenix Egg out, and if that exploded, it's a what-if scenario. So I think they got the most out of that engagement. But for this Storm Spirit, sitting last in net worth out of all the cores, he desperately needs something that activates his game. And that Orchid, that's 200 gold away, the Cornucopia, last component that he needs.
One thing Essence can be really happy about is Lifestealer is still, scaling very, very nicely right now. Got the Radiance not long ago, so this is where he can really skyrocket in terms of net worth if nothing is happening on the map. Doom
Sorrow's
though,
kind of just charging in. We'll give info. It's a quick 800 damage burst, and he still wants to go. He's running out of Scorched Earth now. There's so much jingling around the trees. Phoenix Egg instantly dropped. Jewel, though, he's going to get stunned to the back line.
Enigma?
Can he get the Black Hole? He got silenced. The coil is there. 2 teamfight ultis out. Egg destroyed. Black Hole never goes off. 2 kills for Team Essence. And Armel, he has to disengage, but the Doom is there. And here comes the backup. Long jump from Fearless. Jing's trying to help him out. Yoe, can he turn this one around? He forces Massaros away, but can he kill anybody? Does he have the damage? Does he have the life? No, he does not. It is stolen by AMQ, who goes for the triple kill. It couldn't have gone worse for the Radiant side, but you gotta say Team Essence, beautiful target choosing and shot calling in that engagement.
oh absolutely. It was all because of Storm pick up the fresh Orchid, and then he managed to press the Orchid on Enigma at the most crucial time, because Enigma was about to get like at least a 3-man Black Hole to protect the egg, and if that went off, this teamfight could have been so much difference. And again, Lifestealer, you just got a Radiance, and you just got such a successful fight. He's about to get another item already, so I feel like this Lifestealer on the trajectory to really carry this game and be really, really scary for the side of Team Kukuys.
And they're going straight for Jing. There's the stun setup. Armel comes out as well. AMQ would like to focus down one target here, but the Nyx not feeling very healthy. He's burning to the Fire Spirits, and AMQ is going to hunt Jing down. The miseries of the Tiny just continue. But this Lifestealer, he's starting to get out of hand. He's 8-1.
Absolutely. I feel like every time you do a trade like this is so much more beneficial for the side of...
Oh, the Orchid on the puck!
Armel?
Armel! Can he survive? No, he cannot. The Orchid, the soul burn is too much.
Right, Panda, you talk about this, right, in the drafting phase. You said that yesterday we saw this very similar scenario where Abed was playing the puck, and then he was not giving any chance to Team Talent. to catch him, because he was never showing on lanes. He's always using up from fog and then killing the waves from just like ghost pushing all the time. And I feel like this is exactly what Puck needs to do this game as well, because you can see there when he shows on lane, the threats are gonna come. Next Assassin Storm, they're always eyeing on him, even the Doom as well.
I agree. I think this is a really scary lineup to play against by showing yourself in the lane. Not only the jungle because of the next assassin just playing together with the Storm Spirit, but when you see that Orchid come up, that has to be a warning sign not to show in the lane. And talking about that, we've got an Infest Bomb, a good old school Storm Spirit Life Stealer Infest Bomb.
Dire are scanning.
I think this goes all the way back to like one of my favorite Infest Bomb combos with the Puck and then the Slardar, but there's the Storm Spirit, which I also think is pretty cool. Fortunately for them, won't find a connection this time around.
Yeah, I feel like Kukuys know that they need to stop the bleed right now. So you see that a few minutes ago they were quite scattered around. Everyone is trying to find their own recovery, but now they understand that okay, no free recovery is is allowed on the map. You kind of need to earn it, and to earn it, you need to walk together. Even though you lose some efficiency, but at least you are not dropping heroes here and there. And that is exactly how the line of Dire wants to work, right? They want you to be solo. They want to be able to pick you off one by one. And if they are not able to do so, they are also slowed down from that.
Talking about... Well, I was about to say talking about Infest Bombs. I was about to ask for your favorite. You can keep that in mind because Armel's about to get jumped here. Nyx, though, just landing the stun, but it's going to be a bit of a miss onto Armel. What is your favorite Infest Bomb out of Dota history?
Okay, mine kind of Infest Bomb is the defensive kind. You remember the one at TI 11 where Matu infests into Mickey Pango?
Oh, the saving infest. Yeah.
Those are my kind of favorite. Yeah, that was my kind of infest bomb that I like. Because I feel like instead of going in offensively, if you're able to pull off a defensive one like this, it could also turn around team fights in ways that you cannot imagine. And it would be like hype as fuck as well. And that one was definitely one of the best infest in the history of Dota, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it couldn't have been closer with that save. I've got two.
Okay.
I can probably get to that in a second. Armel gonna get the jump in. Omni Knight, that's a pretty good target if they can get away the saving hero. And a little bit more is required, but the Sunray is not enough damage. And there's the Doom coming out as well, so this Phoenix will not get the egg off in time. Yoe could use some backup. Black Hole comes out. Do they have the damage to finish off the Life Stealer? Not a lot needed here. And AMQ will fall. Jewel gets the kill. And they are looking for another. 4 versus 4. Yoe is out of resources, but Armel, Jewel, and Jing, they're trying their damnedest. They're trying their hardest, and they're able to keep him alive. But now the Gyrocopter recognizes he needs to back out. Armel and Jing holding the front. They'll take down Masaros. And looking for another. Armel blinking in right on top of Boombell and trying to take the Omni Knight out, but the Storm is still a nuisance. Fearless with his last bits of mana. Armel, he dies! The Purification burns him to a crisp as he was hoping to run out of this one still with another Illusory Orb, but that was pixel perfect before the phase shift went off and Boombell actually finds 2 kills in a row.
That was so close. That was also the new regeneration rune, right? Where it's not gonna be gone, even though you got hit. The regen is just gonna be a little bit lower. And Storm Spirit was actually fighting through the entire fight with that regen rune, at the back of his status. So could have gone either way, but you can start to see that if Lifestealer is the first one that dropped in the team fight, all of a sudden the damage output is actually not that much from the side of Team Maxens. So I feel like Kukuys, they might have found their formula to win the upcoming team fights. But if you're able to isolate Lifestealer, I think that's like a very good sign for you to keep on going in team fights. But without the Lifestealer being got down, I feel like you gotta be a little bit careful with this.
Careful, Phoenix. Okay, he's put down some pretty important wards here. That Ops ward doesn't exactly show a lot because it's stuck between 2 trees. But that cliff position, they're able to cut 1 or 2 trees down at some point. It can be very useful. AU knows about the Nyx. The whole team knows about this hunt going on and probably with that big of an HP pool, there's probably a lifestealer inside as well. And now we've finally got the blink up on the Enigma as well, so it's going to be a bit easier for Jewel to land those black holes. But you still need a BKB versus the Carapace, otherwise you're not getting a lot of benefit from your ulti. So my favorite Infest Bomb was with the Tumbler toy.
Tumbler toy. Okay.
Yeah, because you could jump from low ground to high ground and then just poof. Such a silly item.
Infest bomb from the low ground.
Yep. From the low ground, from the high ground to the low ground. And it's like we have to go all the way around. I don't have a mobility item or a spell. Oh, I got a Tumbler toy. Boing! And then...
Oh! Jing!
Oh! That was a close attempt there from Jing! And it's not a bad one either!
Oh, no.
3-man black hole coming in from Jewel! But it's interrupted with the Doom from Asaros. And this could still be Dire's fight to completely clean up. Jewel is gone. Yoe is running away. His BKB is already burnt. And Armel in a 1 versus 4. AU dies to MQ. And that Puck never decided to jump from the orb. Blinks in the other direction. TP's away. It was a fair attempt from Jing. But what happens right after is they were kind of forced to fight it after all. They didn't want to let that Tiny's life go for nothing, and they ended up losing 3.
That was such a big black hole. I think you could not ask for a better black hole than that. But super on point counter initiative coming out from Doom, and also we start to see how good Guardian Angel is against the Radiant Draft. You might say that there's a lot of magical damage already, but a lot of those are mitigated by the pipe coming out from Doom. And Gyrocopter, a lot of times you want to rely on the right click as well to do damage when Black Hole is going on. So Guardian Angel completely mitigates all those damage.
I think you got one of the biggest gyro counters in the game right now. The Ags is ready on the Lifestealer. So you see this gyro popping BKB, popping Flat Cannon, and then you just disarmed. I think this is going to be very scary to deal damage for the team.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, I don't know what is the counterplay here coming out from Gyro. He needs to be careful of he needs to deal with the Lifestealer. And the other side, he also might want to pick up a Downy Fire just to deal with the Guardian Angel as well. So, a lot of problem to solve here from Yoe.
Yeah,
and he's not getting a lot of help too, I feel like.
Armel found. And Fearless finishes him off. They have all the answers. They have all the answers now on the Dire side. It feels like the only things that could really change is a Radiant Wombo combo in a team fight. And we almost got that.
We almost got that, yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Another 3 minutes of an Aegis on the Lifestealer. MQ will get to continue a pretty clean game. 11-2. I think it was 8-1. Previously when we were looking at him finishing the Radiance.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think that's a bit too much for a Lifestealer to give him this many kills early on.
Absolutely.
Dire structures
I
are
feel like this is
fortified.
probably one of the better Lifestealer game that we have seen. Doom though. Looking for Jing again. That is just
Instant Doom.
No hesitation at all.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, they understand that they're not getting any, they're not giving any freebies to Team
And they killed
Kukuys.
Jewel as well. Nyx found the Enigma somewhere.
Oh, was that a solo kill? It must be.
I think that was a solo kill.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
2-1
+1
hero.
hero.
Yeah.
Oh, 2-1 hero, okay.
I think maybe the Storm Spirit was part of that action. I would not be too surprised if Nyx and Storm are working together. We've kind of been highlighting all game long. Armel finds the Doom. Rocket is also connected. Masaros is in a healthy position here on the high ground, protected by Boom Buoy.
I want to talk about Doom's itemization. I feel like sometimes it's really hard to make the decision to not go for dagger.
Radiant's top tower
But in
is
this
under
case,
attack.
he knew that he has 2 very fantastic catch, Storm and Nyx Assassin, so he really doesn't need to play the role of catching, he just needs to play the role of following up and buy the items to mitigate damage coming out from the Radiant side. He has Shivas, he has Pipe. I think those goes really well together with the Omni Knight, and you are able to make your Lifestealer a big piece. So all of a sudden on Kukuys, you feel like you can't really split push into Nyx and Storm, but you also can't really team fight as well. Because if you're trying to split, this happens. Storm and Nyx are gonna be on your ass, and then if you're trying to team fight, you're running into Doom with auras, and you're running into a really tanky lifestealer with the help of Omni. So it's really hard to
Dire's
find the
bottom
right
tower
decision
is
to make
under
here from
attack.
Team Kukuys.
Now they found the Enigma outside of the base. The moment Jewel exits the base, Lifestealer disappears from that black hole with the Infest, but they get Masaros. And AMQ finishes off Jewel. Now onto Yowie they go as well. Lifestealer still has 20 seconds on the Aegis. It looks like they're going to be very happy with just backing away for now. Fearless, looking for a soul on Armel. This is Fearless indeed, but maybe a bit too cocky, I have to say, as he has to back himself out. And he almost dies in that engagement. Coil connected on the high ground, hits the Omni Knight, and here comes AMQ. Goes straight to AU, and he will finish off the Phoenix before the egg even goes off. Boom Booey will die to Armel. And there's the Infest right inside of the Lifestealer, right inside of the Gyrocopter. He still has his BKB, but Yowie has to pop it to try and run away. Not really feeling the situation as Fearless jumps in. Jing might just die to the Radiant. Okay, one more tick was required, but I think they need to leave somebody alive to tell the story. How this fight ended. Armel infested. Where does the Lifestealer end, by the way?
Inside of Puck.
I've never known how that interaction actually works. What happens when he comes out of a phase shift and the Lifestealer infest runs out? But I guess now we know.
Of some sort?
Okay, that was it. That all started with a crazy Fearless jump
Radiant's
into the
courier
tier 3,
has
and then
been
they
killed.
instantly reacted on Storm. It was so close for them to bring down the Storm, but he managed to get out and then baited the entire team of Radiant to fight into Lifestealer. So that was such a close call. Really, really hard to make, especially when you are making a move without the Doom. I think Radiant.
And this was an
more
Omni
from that.
buyback as well. But there goes Armel, and there goes Jewel. Jing looks like he's going to be the next one, and it feels like this game is starting to close to a point where this Lifestealer is too much to deal with. And it's not just the Lifestealer, I feel like all of their cores are starting to hit a point where if you kill one, you lose 3 heroes for it. I'm too surprised if they just call it. Especially since they catch Yowie. He's doomed, he's BKB'd. Oh no, not the fountain, not the fountain! Oh man, he's gonna die to the Doom. Wow. Yeah, GG. That's game 1. Team Kukuys have to swallow defeat.
Alright, I would not expect the game to go like this. Before this game started, I would think that it might be a more 50-50 game, because I do